No, I still haven't fixed that outro or intro. Welcome, everybody. Hope everybody's having a good evening, and welcome to the Saturday show. And appreciate you all joining. Let me bring everybody in here. We got our buddy Sean.
Good evening, everyone.
We got Mr. Paul Corliss.
Hey, everybody.
Hey. And then we have Mr. Rob Shoot.
Hey, guys.
Stir. Hopefully you have a better time this evening, Rob.
That was a weird one last week.
Looking good now.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're doing all right now. Good times. So welcome everybody. Hope everybody's having a good day. Father's Day weekend. It's good stuff. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about this weekend. But first, let's go over what is going on with the panel this week. So for me, today I spent the day trying to clean my truck, and it became a lot more of a hassle than it was supposed to be, especially when you go through a car wash and you leave your the drawer of your toolbox open, that 2 inches that's in the bed, and it fills your toolbox with 2 inches of water in the bottom of it. That wasn't supposed to be there.
Raggy.
Oh, it was a mess. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Got some cool stuff for myself on the way here. My wife and my son are away. They're on location, so they've left Daddy to his own devices, and taking care of Grandpa and the dogs, which I'm surprised they haven't come back up here yet. But yeah, we're having a good time. What are you doing, Sean? You got anything going on?
Me? I've been working on the modules. You know what? I might as well plug it. Is Klondike.com, KLAWNDYKE. If you're into actually N-scale trains, I've got the modules going on. We've been redesigning some of them.
Sweet.
Other than that, it's just been chilling. I am. Tonight's going to be kind of a sad night for me because I'm losing my last pup. My last pup is going to a new home. So my Alaskan Malamutes.
Nice.
If I disappear, that's where I'm at. I'm saying goodbye to the little girl.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. That'll be a rough little bit. But we appreciate you joining us in the meantime. Mr. Corliss, how about you, sir? You got anything going on?
I have been making planter boxes to put just potted plants in.
Yeah.
Make them out of cedar fence pickets.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And they come out pretty good.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about them rotting. That's a good thing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, we did some of those
cedar
fence posts for the Cub Scouts this year. And we usually do like birdhouses out of them, but we did a planter this year, and it turned out pretty good. I mean, all the flowers died, but that's all right.
It's relatively cheap wood, so
yeah,
and it's easy to work with.
And it's easy to work with.
Yeah, you can also cut it on your laser.
Oh yeah,
I haven't tried that.
Well, you'd probably, with yours, Paul, you'd probably have to go over it about 340 times to get through
Exactly.
Yeah.
Nah,
250 times with mine to get through that.
I thought about trying to cut out some of the pieces on the CNC.
That'd be cool.
Oh, there you go.
But then I thought, they're straight cuts. It'd be overkill, but
yeah,
it might be fun. Set it up once and I can run 1 million of them if I wanted to.
Yeah. Well, you could also do the just like a little bit of embellishments on them or something.
I could.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, if you guys remember, I did the lanterns.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
those are on those fence posts, aren't they?
Yeah, real sweet and simple. Turned out really, really fun.
Nice.
That reminds me, because that one is Dave's. Somebody was asking about Dave's show. Dave's taking a hiatus just for a little bit, or a break, I guess.
that camper is eating up all of his time, I'm sure. So yeah, we're just filling
It's
in the
looking good.
meantime.
It's looking good.
Yeah. Mr. Schuster, what about you, sir? What do you got going on?
I'll finish up some projects. I put up that drum video this morning and
Mhm.
I finished the sign for my daughter's baby shower. So when you can make signs, you get put to work. Gosh, I got the sun shining on my face here.
Where are you
And
at here?
And then
Oh,
I've got another drum guy wants built, and he wants some epoxy inlays on it. So I'm building a test drum because I don't want to. He wants some very expensive wood. I don't want to practice on expensive wood and mess it up. So I'm gonna do some tests with epoxy this week, whether I can thicken it or build a dam around it to go a little thicker to hold it in, or if I have to get that thick pour epoxy to do that. I don't know. I'm going to do about 3 or 4 tests. I might document it and do a video on that, but
Cool.
we'll see.
So is this the first grandkid or what?
Yes, number 1.
Oh, nice. You'll
In
like
Texas.
the headline. I
We'll be
just
spending
put
some
up
time in
on the-
Austin here in the next, starting September. I know around Christmas we'll spend a lot of time there. So, yeah, we'll spend a lot of time in Austin this year. Probably a lot of years, but
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Congratulations.
thank you. We're excited.
Then you'll have Grandpa's Day here pretty soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Oh, all right. Well, let me get rid of that thing. And then underneath of us here, we can put on our little ticker here just as a reminder that there's 158 days until the 2023 Got Christmas Challenge.
Yeah.
And Makers Rock.
Ryan,
14 days.
you have
away.
314 days.
Yep. Still got some pieces right here.
There you go.
You've got next year's project already done for Makers Rock, right?
Well, I'm trying. I'm still trying. It may be January before I get 2022 done, but we're going to get it done. I promise.
I'll be back in a minute, gentlemen,
Yeah. Take
and
your time.
everyone.
Yeah, you're fine. Let's see here. So, got a host of things that we can talk about today. The first thing is something that I don't know how many people know about this site. So there's Board and Batten Design is this lady named Bethany. Bethany Archer, I think it is. But she does, since 2018, she's been doing SVGs. I mean, it's mostly for the cricket people, but they work on lasers and everything else too. Here's it's probably going to blow out with the light. Let's see here. There you go. Kind of see it there. That's one of her designs that I did. You know, this is the failed Santa box that he's supposed to pop up out of. But I lasered that on there. So anyway, she is making a career change. And I guess being in front of, from my understanding, the emails that she sent out, I guess being in front of the computer is messing with her health and stuff like that. So she's stepping away from Board and Batten. So she's got over 1,100 designs, and she's doing a sale from June 22nd to July 2nd for $297 for all, like the entire site. It's well over 1,100 designs. So if you want to get that, I mean, it's like 25 cents a design, and there's all kinds of stuff, even just to go check it out. It's pretty cool. She definitely makes some really good stuff, but I think it's really cool for like lasering and stuff like that. Would work really well for our group. But anyway, so if you're interested in doing that, I've actually got an email into her, seeing if we can talk to her, but I don't know if she does that or not. So, but check them out. Let's see here. The next thing I wanted to bring up, I wanted to talk. Did you see that, Rob? Did you see your name now? your Grandpa Schuster. There you go. All right, so I wanted to talk about the 3D printing world. Personally, I've been watching a ton of videos on the Bamboo P1P ever since Jerry Polly Once a Crafter had gotten 3 of them, and he's been using them for his R2D2 build and all that stuff. I've been kind of watching those a lot, and going all around the YouTubes looking at the videos. Since then, Creality has come out with one that's pretty similar, a little bit less expensive, not much, but like $100 less, and it's a slightly smaller footprint, but also insanely fast. And then you have the Prusas. Prusa Mark IV has now come out too, and I don't know, like, if I'm worried or whatever, but I hope that Prusa really perseveres through it. Because they've had the same basic i3 design since day one, but it's definitely not as fast as the Bamboo or the Creality, and it's a whole lot more for that. But I don't know. Do you guys have any thoughts on any of those? Rob doesn't, because he's not a 3D printer guy.
No. I don't have time for my CNC projects, let alone another hobby.
I hear you.
I don't know. The kind of work I do, speed doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff I make, I'm not in that much of a hurry for it. So, and I don't do sales of stuff, so speed doesn't really mean that much to
Right.
the work I do.
Well, I was watching today. I was watching 3D Printing Nerd. Joel, I forget what his last name is, but he had. I was really. It's really cool to see, Joseph Prusa show up. Like, he was. You don't see the owner of Bamboo at some YouTube creator's house or shop or whatever. You don't see Creality heads at shops, but Joseph Prusa, or Joseph, I forget what the correct pronunciation of his name is, but I don't think he'd yell at me for either way. But what an outstanding dude he is. The whole Prusa architecture and all that stuff has been really cool. They're very open source, open with all their stuff. The Bamboo slicer is an offshoot of Prusa slicer, so it's pretty cool. I hope they persevere through everything that's going on with them. But anyway, I just thought it's something that might be interesting to some of the folks out there. Let's see here. I'm looking through some of the chats to see if there he is. Yeah, Jerry heard me talking about him. Joel Telling is his name. Yeah, there you go. But yes, Wade, there is definitely a loyal Prusa following. They're pretty awesome. But yeah, so anyway, we'll move on from that then. Here we go. We're cutting ham with the spindle or a router. All right, Rob, do you know who I'm talking about? That's our buddy Hamilton Dilbeck.
Oh. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah. He put out a video today talking about the differences between spindles and routers. I think he did a really good job with it, and it really kind of spells it out. So if you're thinking one way or the other, I mean, he's putting it on his Onefinity, but I think it goes, out beyond the Onefinity crowd for the differences. but he does a good job of explaining it and what's involved with both of them.
Yeah, I've had both. That was a good video.
Yeah. Is yours air cooled or water cooled, Rob?
Water cooled.
A water
You
cooled.
know, Arizona in the garage, 110 degrees. I figured I want water, but
Yeah.
air is probably good enough. But I got extreme conditions, so I went overboard and got water.
There you go.
Yeah, I have a water cooled also, but the main reason I got a water cooled is for the sound. I wanted it as quiet as I could possibly get it. So I was amazed how quiet it is, but that's why I have a water cooled.
That's nice. I've been thinking about getting an air cooled one for my Gatton, but haven't done so yet.
I think even an air cooled is a lot quieter than a router.
Yeah.
But once the bit hits the wood,
Yeah, it's making noise.
it don't matter.
Well, I don't think that's true. I think it does matter still. Yes, it's still, it hits the wood, it's still making a crap ton of noise, but you don't have the added noise of the router. So,
It depends on the job too. If I'm doing a 3D job where it's taking off 5,000 each pass, it's pretty quiet then.
Yeah.
But if I'm hogging out a lot of wood, then it don't matter. But yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah. Ham does a good video today. So check that out if you haven't already. After the show, I'll put the links to those videos in the description. I didn't have a chance to do that yet. No. Dogs are barking at something.
My dog will come pretty soon when she hears a dog barking. So.
Yeah, there must be a deer or something outside. Even though it's dark here, I don't know how they see it, but there's nobody around to tell them to shut up, except for me.
My dog she's learned the sound of the UPS truck.
Oh yeah,
and she knows that truck, even if it goes down the street and doesn't stop. She knows that truck stops in front of her house sometimes, and people get out and walk around. She does not like that. So if UPS or FedEx or Prime, she goes crazy. She hears that sound, and she's already at the door barking before they even. They don't stop. She has learned that sound.
Oh yeah, yeah. The where I live at, we have 8 acres, but we're like, it's a big rectangle basically. And the house is like right in the middle of the one side of it. And so they see the trucks coming from, a good bit off. And as soon as they see either the mail truck, the UPS truck, the FedEx truck, they freak out and they're like, let's go outside. Let's check it out. And it's like, oh my God, you guys are killing me. But as soon as they get out there, FedEx does has a Facebook page. It's like FedEx Dogs or something like that. And if you submit a picture, they'll put it up on their Facebook page. And one day last year, my dogs were on their page because they were sitting in line waiting for their treats from the driver. It was pretty funny. Oh yeah, the Amazon man too. Yeah, they get into the UPS truck. They would go and leave with the guy if you let them. But it's pretty funny.
As Harry mentioned, they have electric Amazon trucks now. Those are Rivians. My son-in-law works for Rivian, so I've heard about those quite a bit actually.
Yeah, those are pretty cool. I'd like to see one. I saw the first. We're offshooting a little bit, but that's all right. I saw my first Rivian SUV the other day, and I was like, oh. My wife was like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, that's the Rivian SUV over there. And she's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, my son-in-law, they delivered one to who's a country singer? Willie Nelson.
Oh,
and then a little later, they got another one for his wife. So Willie Nelson has 2 Rivians now.
Oh, wow. One of
they
my
have a lot of stars in Austin have Rivians. So I've heard all about all these stars.
Yeah, one of my customers has a Rivian, one of the trucks, and I haven't been over there yet to check it out, but he's promising me a ride as soon as I get over there.
Now, would you go in an electric vehicle?
Oh, I would in a heartbeat. Yeah. I love all that stuff.
Besides the Z car?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think the infrastructure is far
No.
enough along to support one, or you just have to limit your driving in one day to whatever the range would be?
Oh no, well it's so I love the technology of it all.
Oh, I do too.
It's so much fun. Yeah. But with, not to get political or anything, but realistically what some of the folks are trying to push right now with trying to get everybody onto electric and all that, it's not going to work. Our infrastructure will not support that. I mean, just look at California now. They're trying to outlaw the gas cars by, within the next 10 years or something like that. When are their brownouts going to start this year? It's going to be any time. Their infrastructure has no capability of keeping up with getting rid of electric or with gasoline powered cars. They just can't do it.
Yeah. I drove a Chevy Bolt. My son had one from work for a weekend, and I was impressed with it. It's great. It's quiet and it's peppy and just an all around nice vehicle. Yeah.
Oh yeah. A couple of years ago, when my dad was first diagnosed with he had stomach and throat cancer. I went out there to go visit him for a couple of weeks, and they had a Leaf at the time, and I mean, what a great! It was on Oahu. I don't think I said that part, but it was the perfect car for there, because the hospital was 4 miles away. You just get in and you drive down there and you pass the gas station and you're like, hey, I'm so glad I don't have to stop there. You get home, you plug it back in, and you always have
why the gas prices there. Oh man.
Yeah, well, they weren't so bad. They were, compared to mainland, it was a little bit higher, but it wasn't too bad.
Really? Okay.
Some of the islands down in the Caribbean were a lot higher than what Hawaii was, but
that could be
at that point anyway. But I love electric cars. I think the technology that's in them is so cool, and so much fun. And I one of my other project cars after the Zeely is I have a dune buggy, one of the old fiberglass dune buggies, and I've had that body for 12, 13 years or so. It's been hanging around. It's a body made by a guy named Dean Jeffries. So I don't know if you remember him, but I know that you guys know the Monkey Mobile. He's the guy that made the Monkey Mobile, and he worked a lot with like George Barris and stuff like that. But he was a custom car guy. But anyway, so the Monkees made a movie called Head in '68, I think it was. And they wanted a dune buggy for some psychedelic scene that was in the movie. And so he created this dune buggy that was inspired by the Stingray Corvettes. And he bought it back after the movie, and he made about 100 or so of them, and then sold the molds. But I have one of those cars, one of those bodies. So that's why I've had it for so long. But the fiberglass is in really poor condition, but whatever, it'll get fixed. But anyway, so I've been teetering over the years on how I want to power it. I can go just VW power like it should be, but that's not fun. It's fun, but I can do different. So I've been always back and forth between doing an electric one or doing a one that's powered by a Subaru STI engine, which is like 300 and something horsepower in a 1,200 pound car, which would be pretty cool too. But
back in the day,
if I go electric,
back in the day, Corvairs were the ones you wanted, but there's none of those left, are there?
There's not a whole lot of them, but they're still out there. And they actually, as a collector car, the Corvair is the one to get right now because their prices haven't gone crazy. like
But you want to
everything
get
else.
it to steal the back end out of it.
Yeah, get the 6 out of it. But yeah, so anyway, so yeah, so I haven't decided which way I'm going, but I also haven't started the actual project on that yet, so I haven't had to make a decision. But yeah, if I could get an electric right now, I definitely would. I kicked around the thought about getting one of the Ford Lightnings before they started having lots of battery problems. But you know, um, like a Rivian or something like that would be. It would be my everyday car. I would have so much fun driving something like that. But anyway, it's good times. Good times. Let's see here. Anyway, we'll get back on track a little bit. Here we go. This is another 3D printing channel that I've been watching a lot of lately, especially with the whole bamboo offshoot that I've been looking at. Aurora Tech is the channel name. It's this young lady. She's really good. Like when you want information, this lady is great because she's very technical on the information. She's very dry. So if you're looking for something that you're going to be like, entertained by, watch by, shenanigans, it's not that channel. But she does some really good stuff. She does a lot of testing with filaments and temperatures and speeds and everything else on different printers and stuff. I've really liked them. She's also goes into great detail on things that she likes and things that she doesn't like, and she will. I mean, she's not afraid to go after somebody for stuff that she doesn't like about it. She's kind of monotone when she says it, but you can kind of tell. It's not too fantastic of what she thinks about some things. But so it's another fun channel for everybody to check out there. Let's see here. One more thing I wanted to bring up. Paul, I think you were telling me about this the other week. Was the good old Bourbon Moth, the trailer build that he's doing with the Airstream, and I caught up on that, and I do enjoy watching his videos. But man, that Airstream is going to be something else. The workmanship that he's doing to it is beautiful, and it's like all stuff that you're never going to see.
Yeah,
that's crazy. He also came out with a video recently. I guess it's a couple months old now. Did you see the one that he put out about the spontaneous combustion?
Yes, I did. That was amazing.
That was fascinating. Yeah, if everybody out there hasn't watched that with the Bourbon Moth thing, where I think it's titled something like he's going to burn down his
shop or something.
His shop on purpose or something like that. It is fantastically done.
What amazed me is he had the one that it stayed right around 100 degrees, and then all of a sudden it shot up and caught on fire just like that. Yeah.
I always heard stories about that, but I'd never seen something like that where he actually did a study. That really was good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, the whole thing behind the video, just to bring everybody else into it that hasn't seen it yet. There's been some talk about spontaneous combustion when you put oily rags with like linseed oil in your shop, whatever, doing different things with them. And some other YouTuber recently had their shop catch fire with this spontaneous combustion of these rags. And so he set up a 18 test, or 18 control groups of actually, I guess it was 19 experiments with linseed oil and like different kinds. of linseed oil, and one of them was one of the products that he uses a lot on his channel that has linseed oil in it, and watching it over a period of, I think it was about 10 or 12 hours that he was watching it, and waiting for anything to happen, and man, it happened.
Yeah.
I didn't think. Oh yeah, linseed oil soaked rags. Yep. Yeah, I never. I was fully expecting when the video started to have it just be a. Oh, we set these up. Nothing happened to happen. We got some increases of temperature or something like that. Oh well, hey, you don't know if this is going to happen or not. It definitely can. Be careful. And then within a couple hours, he was having fires.
Three.
I was like, whoa, that is insanity.
And they took it out to the parking lot and put it out, and it started up again while he was inside.
Yeah, the one went again. Even after having the fire retardant on it, it went.
Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing. I'd love to talk to him about that some more. He had to be thinking the same thing. I think he even says it in the video. He was hoping for one, and then and it went all crazy, and it didn't seem to be a rhyme or reason to it. Man,
yeah, Ruby Monaco was one of them that caught on fire, which has linseed oil in it.
That's what I couldn't remember what it was called, but don't. If you watch that video, you won't keep oily rags in your shop.
Yeah.
Or you'll have a fire bin.
I lay them on the cement floor overnight before I throw them in the trash can. I'm always using oily rags or stain and finish. Yeah.
Or throw them in a barrel outside.
Yeah. I mean, that was it scared the crap out of me about it.
Now, once they dry and get hard, there's no more fire danger.
Yeah. Exactly. After a period of time, it seems like around 12 hours, the temperature, any of the ones that had the temperature going up, it started coming back down. I guess it was drying out enough.
The reaction's done. Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of the big things is if you put it in water, then you take it back out, the reaction will start up again. So just people going to douse in water. That does not work. It'll still catch on fire. It can catch on fire later, even if you put it in water first.
Yeah, that was a real eye opener because I've seen a lot of videos where the naysayers say, "Oh, it can't happen. I tried it and nothing happened." But I'll tell you, that was an eye opener. It really was.
And there was no rhyme or reason to it.
Right.
He had them in all kinds of different scenarios, and he had fires popping off from all different ones.
Yeah, I always thought that was an urban legend. I didn't know. I mean, I always laid my rags out till they dried and never put them in a ball. So whatever. But yeah, I opened my eyes. But okay, that brings me to the other question. So we don't have a real topic here. Grounding of your dust collectors. You always hear the stories about explosions and that, but I've heard some people say no, it can't happen the way we do our dust collection in a small scale shop. But I hear the urban legend, somebody's house they had an explosion or something in their dust collection.
The right scenario, and it could be, it could have something to do with the humidity in the air. I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah.
No.
I got shocked by a house today.
I've seen where.
Did you?
It'll do it. I've seen where they're cutting metal in a hot piece of, is my mic working?
Yeah.
Sorry. No, I saw where a guy was cutting metal and a hot piece of metal went shooting inside into the dustbin, and it caught a dustbin on fire. And that smoldered for quite a while. Didn't even know it for hours.
I'd believe that.
It's possible.
Who is it here? Harry's been a host of information tonight. He goes, Will Osman had a dust collection fire on one of his X-Card videos. Hopefully he threw his X-Card in it. I'm just kidding.
that was cruel.
That was not nice. That was not nice. I was just
joking. Not joking.
Yeah. Speaking of X-Cards, I guess their 4x2 Pro version became available this week.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody wants one of the new X cards, they're out there as a 4x2.
It's a good starter.
Well, they have their pro version, which is supposed to be a lot beefier or what have you.
Does it still use belts though?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
they went to. I think on their pro one they went to lead screws and stuff like that.
Okay. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm prejudiced. Anything with a belt, I can't recommend anything that has a belt on it. I'm a big fan of a lead screw or rack and pinion, whatever. But
Yeah.
a belt just to me is going to stretch, and you get a warm day, it's going to stretch more than a cold day, and not a fan of belts.
Mm-hmm. I hear you. My Revolution has the belts. My Bob CNC Revolution, and it seems right. Like it doesn't. I haven't used it as much as I should, but the belts have been all right on that. Well, I guess it's one belt I have because it's just the rotary. But good times. Wade saw a video today with a chain drive CNC.
Huh.
Wade, I think you sent me the photos of your of the garden stuff. You sent it to my Facebook Messenger. I still don't have access to my Facebook account, so I apologize for not having that because I told you last week I'd have it on here this week. I have sent stupid Facebook their they want you to send them a copy of an ID. I guess their AI will determine if it's you or not. I've gotten out of the 8 times in the past week that I've sent it, I've gotten 2 responses, and it says that they can't confirm that it's me. And I'm like, what do you want? What do you want me to do? So I send it in again, and whatever. You don't hear any responses from them. So somebody there must have hit the ban button by accident on me. I can't when to put in my name, my email address into Facebook and all that, and then I hit OK. It says, "Oh, you've typed this in too fast. We're blocking you off of this feature for a while." Like
What?
It's so messed up at this point. I have no idea. But I would just start a new one and just say forget it. Well, I would just say forget it in period. But I have I have all my business stuff on there. I have my Christmas light business on there. I have my solar stuff on there. And so I need to get back into my account. But I'm not having much luck with that. So I don't miss all the negativity stuff that I see on there, but I do miss some of the funny memes. So, but yeah, it's been pretty stupid. I have the email address that the guy or whoever changed it to. I have that, but I'm not. Why would I ever email that person saying, "Hey, you have my account"? Because that's probably what they want you to do anyway. Like, well, here, give us money and we'll give it back to you.
Can you put his email address in and change it back to yours?
No, because they changed the email, the password.
Oh, yeah.
They add what they do is they get access to it, however they get access to it, and then they add their email, and then they change the password, and then you're locked out. So, but yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, but hopefully sometime soon I can get access back to it again. Sean, how
they
do
do something by now?
Yeah, you'd think so.
The pup has a beautiful home, great family, great family. I'm not gonna lie, it's part of the family. She's
after they're around for 6 months, you don't want to give them away.
Yeah, no, it's not easy.
Yeah.
No, I'll be honest. 6 months exactly.
Yeah.
And most likely we would have kept her. Yeah. But within the city limits of Des Moines, you're allowed 3 large dogs, and that's it.
Ah.
So,
And that would have been
Kinda
number
sucks.
4. Yeah.
That would have been number 4. Yeah.
Mm. Can't you just
Yeah.
tell they get rid of one of the kids instead?
I just did.
Yeah.
Oh lordy.
Here.
But no,
Yeah,
she's going to a wonderful home.
Good. That's awesome, man. We about a year ago or so, we fostered a she was a Doberman mix,
Oh,
and for like 2 months we had her, and it gutted me when she went to her forever
Yeah.
home. But she's having a great time, so I mean you can't be
Yeah.
too gutted. But she's I was ready for her to stay.
I know.
I was like, all right, we can't foster any more dogs because I can't walk 3 of them at a time. That's too much.
Oh.
But, oh well,
It is what it is.
yeah. Well, good for you, sir. I'm glad you're holding up all right on it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have come back.
I have obligations too.
Yeah, I hear you. So, well, is there anybody out in the chat have anything to?
Do you see Tim Keller's post out there in the chat about going through the same thing you're going through?
Oh, let me see here. Oh, this one here. Let's see here. They had my email, phone number, so when I tried to get back, they were getting all. Oof, yeah.
And he said you're going to have to end up getting to start a new account.
Ugh, I don't know how that's going to happen. Yeah, the business side of stuff is where I can't, I can't do anything about that. We'll have to figure it out, but hopefully, I don't know.
You'll get it back. You just got to fight for it.
Yeah, and like if you're gonna steal my account, do something fun with it at least.
Post some naked pictures or something. Huh?
Something. I mean, post. Get creative. Don't just sit there on it. Make me do. Say that I'm doing something fun. I mean, if I'm evidently in India now because that's where that email came from. It came from Mumbai, India.
Photoshop some pictures of you eating some Indian food or something.
Yeah, I mean, make it at least worthwhile to steal my account to make people go, I wonder why Ryan's doing all this crazy shit. Whatever. Well, whatever. So, anywho, let's see here. Anybody got anything else going on over there? Let's see.
I don't see nothing.
Oh yeah. Oh, Wade was cutting a lot of 3/4 inch with one pass on his compression bits, and the spindle screams then. Yeah, I bet it does. Whew. Man.
Should be a little loud.
Yeah, that's that thing will get moving. Let's see here. Oh,
I pulled this baby out for the show, and apparently I missed the fun part. There you go.
ooh.
These things are heavy.
Yeah.
How big is that one?
What is it? 2.2 kilowatts.
That's
8
that's
amp.
a 220 volt.
Yeah. 220 volt, 400 hertz, 24,000 RPM. That's my spare. And the only reason why it's my spare is I lost my water inlet. I need to get an easy out so I can pull it out and then replace it. But yeah, good quiet spindle.
I know Dave has had all of them. He's had the routers, and he's had water cooled, and he's had air cooled, and I think his favorite is the air cooled one, just because it's less to deal with,
Less hassle. Makes sense.
Yeah, I think that's why that's the route I'm going to go, because it's just less for me to deal with, especially since my CNC here is going to be ending up out in the shop. That's not temperature controlled. I don't want to freeze in the lines or something like that. Yeah. Let's see here.
Yeah, and it adds a lot of weight too. I mean, this critter, it's got to be 10 pounds. I
Yeah.
don't know the actual weight, but she's heavy, especially compared to a standard router. It's about twice the weight.
Wow.
So I know a Gatton would hold it,
Uh-huh.
but something lighter, move it
Yeah.
faster. See now, Rob, you have a standard on yours, correct? Just a regular router.
No, I
I'm proud-
switched to a spindle 3 or 4 years ago, but I have a
Oh, okay.
1.8 kilowatt, 110 volt, so it's a little lighter.
Okay, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm probably late to this part of the party, so forgive me.
There you go. Look,
Hey,
speak of the devil, and he shall appear. Let's see.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Wade says that an ATC spindle adds 25 plus pounds. Whew.
5 pounds. Okay.
Crazy. And oh shit, they keep moving on me. There we go. Jerry says that he has a 2.2 water cooled with a closed system. Yeah, Jerry's system's on his. It's got like a little radiator and stuff on it. It's pretty cool.
So he's running the same as this spindle.
Yeah. Now, Jerry, you did have the 1.5 and went to the 2.2. Why do you think the 1.5 was enough after having both of them? Because that's what I was considering, was doing the 1.5. Because I actually will need to buy two. Because
I have one.
Because I want to put one on. I started my rear Z for my Gatton a while back and haven't gotten back to it because I'm scared to death of the router that's on the back of that machine. So
Now I'll tell you, the Laguna actually came with a 1.5 220.
Yeah.
Is
And
1.5
I
or
switched-
1.8? I always get mixed up.
Huh?
Is it 1.5 or 1.8? I've got the 2 horsepower.
Oh,
where
I'd
that
have to
is.
look.
I thought it was.
Honestly,
it's
I'd have to
either
look.
1.5.
Okay, I have the whatever the 2 horse. I probably have 1.5. They're my sweetie.
1 point. But the thing is, your collet size is different between the two.
Right. I can only go
On
to
a 2
2
point-
inch.
Yeah, on a 2.2, you can go to a half inch.
The biggest drawback I can tell you about with it is low end torque.
Yeah.
When I want to
makes
surface
sense.
the board and I have a big surfacing bit, it will stall it if I'm pushing it too hard. Whereas even when I had a 2 horsepower my Makita router on there, it wouldn't stall. So I'm not sure. I don't know. That's the only problem I have with it. Other than that, I love it. The spin out's better detail, quieter. It's just that low end torque that bothers me. And it's not enough. I'm not going to change up just to get that. Yeah, Harry's probably right. 1.5 is 2 horsepower.
Yeah.
That's what I have that as 1.5.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do. But I need to, I guess, put 2 of them on there, so I can finish that my modifications of that of my Gatton to run a front and rear Z. Anybody that hasn't seen that
That'd be
video
cool.
of part 1 on that, I redid the mounting plates for the front and back of my gantry to have 2 Z's. That way I could, because I like cutting Baltic birch, and they come in 5x5 foot sheets. And when I was making some projects, I don't have any here. I have one down on location that I'm going to bring home. But I was making surfboards that said Surfside Beach on them. And I could only make them, like roughly 4 feet wide because I couldn't. That's all I could do on my Gatton. But if I had a rear Z, I could make it the full 5 foot. And so it kind of put me down a little bit of a rabbit hole, on adding a rear Z to my machine. And it's pretty cool. It works. My original router that I had on the front of my Gatton just screams at 22,000 RPMs. It's an old Sears router, And after having my Makita, or not the Makita, the Hitachi router on the front now for the last several years, and it's so much quieter, the old router scares the crap out of me, and I don't want to touch it. I just want to throw it in the trash. I had to the bearings went out on it, and so I replaced the bearings, but in between then I had gotten the Hitachi one and fell in love with the Hitachi. So
There we go.
I ran Hitachi for probably 5 years. That's a great machine.
Oh, it's a fantastic router. I love it. It's so much more quiet than everything else that was out there. But,
Here's a question about your Z's.
oh, there you go. Yes, they are. They are separate. So what I did is I actually ran a switch on top of my machine so that you could go from the front motor controlling it, the vertical Z, or to the rear to do the Z. The only things left I really have to do, which I have to wait now until I do this whole thing with the spindles, because it's going to change the location, is like the offsets, the physical offsets of how everything is going to get set up. I have to figure that out, but it won't be too bad. It's just having to do it. And I haven't finished the scoreboard yet. all the parts are still right there in there. But I have been back researching again. So we are working on the scoreboard stuff again.
You have good intentions.
Yeah.
Is
Picking away.
Is the scoreboard going to run on the Pi, or is it going to run on Arduino?
I haven't decided. I've been looking at it both ways. There's a couple of videos out there on doing it both ways, and so I really haven't decided which way I was going to do it. I think I'm guessing the Arduino will be a little bit simpler, but I think I'm going to have to also do it in a few stages, because it's, for anybody that hasn't seen that video, part 1 video, I have a 17-foot long scoreboard that's in my shop, not on the wall yet, but it's a hockey scoreboard. So you have the score, the individual scores in the middle. You have a timer on top. You have a what else do you have? You have the period number here underneath. Then on the sides, you have 2 rows of penalty timers too. So I really want to get everything working. And
does it have a horn to go off at the end of the period?
It has the wiring for it, but it didn't have the horn.
It's got to have a horn.
I can wire one in there. Yeah. My real goal for it was really to make it
a train horn.
Yeah, is to make the Amazon device be able to set stuff off on it, so I can just say, "Hey, blah blah," set a timer for 13 minutes and 42 seconds, and then it'll just start flashing up on the scoreboard and stuff like that. But anyway, so yeah, I've been back researching again in the last couple of days on how to, like, trying to figure that out again. So
you make me so bad. Want to shout out, "Hey, Amazon device."
Yeah. Yeah.
And tell it to play like the Star Spangled Banner.
Yeah. Well, I've got one that's like 3 feet away, and so I don't want to.
Which one is yours?
Huh?
Is yours Amazon? I mean, does it reply to or respond to Amazon, or is it to Google? Or
no?
So if you want,
no, mine's. Yeah, no, my family is weird too, because we have like 5 or 6 of these things, these government listening devices all over our house.
Yeah.
And, I have this one here. We have one in our room. We have one in my son's room. We have one in the living room, but my opinion was that they should all be named the same, because the closest one is supposed to listen to you, and but no, they changed the other ones to Echo and computer or Dot or whatever the other things are, that Amazon or something like that. So there's only the one that's right here responds to that name. And then the one in the living room responds to that name too. So, but
So would you name it?
There's a famous wrestler that is currently pregnant that has the same name as that thing.
What?
Her name
Yeah.
is Bliss. Her last name is Bliss on there. Yeah. Yeah. So
Oh, you're not going to tell us, are you?
No, I don't need that. It's glowing yellow already because of packages. That
I've been fighting not to say Alexa this whole thing. That's not the right
I
word.
know.
Ah.
Thankfully, it didn't recognize it. Sometimes it will recognize it when it's on the stream.
We finally got rid of our Alexis because it kept, all of a sudden, it would just answer a question that we didn't ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what I don't know. Do you know how they actually how it knows that is its name? It's listening to the sound waves itself.
Oh, really?
The algorithm.
Yeah. So some words have the same sound waves, even though they're different words.
Well,
And
it got so bad that my wife said, I think maybe we ought to get rid of that. So it's gone. It swims with the fishes.
Uh-oh. No, there's a story out about a guy that his whole house, every smart device that he had, all Amazon and everything, apparently a Ring has an automated response. If nobody's home, you can push a button, it'll say something. And an Amazon driver dropped off a package, and when he was leaving, it responded with its automated response. And he thought it said something racist, and he turned it into Amazon. Amazon turned around and shut down his whole house.
Yeah.
And it's like, are you kidding me? And it was all a misunderstanding.
Yeah, the guy had earbuds in at the time too. So did you hear that part about that story?
No.
He couldn't even hear. No. He had earbuds in, so he couldn't even hear it properly. So whatever.
That's the scary part.
People get too uptight.
Yeah.
You know what? You think somebody says something bad to you and you're delivering stuff to the house? You pee in their garden. Why shut down stuff? You know, get back at them in a real way. Pee on something. You know, whatever. But geez. Let's see here. Rob Hampton, an alternate Rob universe. Did I get a manual for the board? Yes, I do have the manual for it. It's kind of worthless to me though, besides some just general cool information, because I don't have the control board. If I had the control board, I wouldn't have to go through the whole thing of changing it over to an Arduino and stuff like that. But yeah, so it's kind of it's a neat board, but it was, or the manual's kind of cool, but it doesn't do anything for me, unfortunately. And I've even called the company trying to get information off of it, and they're like, that board is so old that we don't have anything on it. We couldn't get you parts for it if you wanted them. It's like, all right, well, whatever. Oh, let's see here. Oh, here he says, my son discovered that the Amazon Prime remote was voice activated and keep asking it to play.
That would be swimming with the fishes.
Yeah. Yeah. I like I said earlier, my wife was driving down to our on location position today, and I could see when she was sending me messages, they were done by Siri, and because it says so on the phone, it says sent by Siri, and so I know that she's doing it through her Apple CarPlay on the thing. So I started sending messages back so she would just hit the button and it would read it to her, and so I had it doing Baby Shark. It was fun. She's like, "Why are you having this thing? Why are you doing Baby Shark?" I was like, "Because it's funny." I also had Siri going, "Oh, oh, 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 ah."
You're bad. That's
Yeah,
good.
my
though.
son thought it was. Yeah. No. Well, there's Miss Robin. Hi, Miss Robin. Miss Robin was here for the morning edition of the show that I totally screwed up. You know, AM, PM. It was 9 something. We'll figure it out one of these days. 9 o'clock Saturday.
Get your coffee in.
Yeah.
Get your coffee in before you post it.
Anyway, it would have been funny. Yeah, I realized it a little bit later when I pulled up the StreamYard stuff to look at some information on it and about putting in some stuff for the show, and it was like, oh, you were supposed to go live like 20 minutes ago, and I see Robin putting a message in there, and I think John Thompson was in there, and a couple other people. I was like, oh, well, I put AM instead of PM. Oops, my bad. Yeah, we'll figure it out one of these days, folks. And then Dave will come back. Yeah. Good stuff.
It's all good.
Yeah.
If Dave's watching the show, he's realizing he better get his rear in gear because it's all going to hell in a handbasket.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez, Rob. Thanks, man.
Hey, hell in a handbasket's a compliment.
Okay.
It's all good.
Oh, Lordy.
We've talked dune buggies and Baby Shark and everything but CNC so far.
Yeah. A little. Got some spindle action going there.
Yeah.
Has William Coleman has a question here. Has anyone set up their Amazon device through the Wi-Fi on their vehicle?
That'd
no.
be interesting.
Oh, I do. Some of them can do that. I think. My cars don't do that.
I think Buick ties in with Alexa. I think.
Yeah, I think. Well, I think you can also buy like a little. It's like a little brick or something like that that connects in with the Amazon stuff. I almost said it.
Now,
Alexa,
what was the wrestler's
tell me a
name?
dad joke.
Your dad is so strong. When The Rock maxes his bench press, he asks your dad to spot him.
I didn't get that one. Okay.
So it is
Anyway.
Alexa.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes
Alexa, play Baby Shark.
Here's Baby Shark by Pink Phone on Amazon.
I was going to do that.
Alexa, cancel. We don't need to get copyright strikes. Jeez. All right.
Lordy.
Well, all right, folks. So I think that's going to be it for the night. We went into Baby Shark territory, so I think
It's
we'll
time.
call it a day. Want to thank everybody that's out there in the chat and all for watching and commenting and playing along with us tonight. Mr. Schuster, thank you. Mr. Grandpa,
Yep.
Mr. Grandpa Paul, Mr. Sean. You're grandpa too, aren't you? Are you grandpa yet?
Nope.
No. All right. So we're,
Yeah, I should. I can't lie.
I'm going to be a great grandpa in September.
What?
Yeah.
Gee, you're
I don't feel
old.
so bad now.
I am old.
Jeez, man.
Yeah. I'll tell you, we have the least productive family there is. We've got 8 kids. No, we got 5 kids. We got 8 grandkids. We got 8 grandkids, and this is our first great grandchild.
Wow.
And our
Is
oldest grandson is like 34.
Are they all ugly or something? Or
I don't know.
Do they
if
resemble you, Paul?
Huh?
Do they
No.
resemble you?
No, they don't have wrinkles.
Aren't you
Harry.
using the Scotch tape?
Harry's 62 and
62.
has a 12-year-old. Do not let my wife see that. I'm deleting this whole show.
Wow.
She cannot see that. I'm 46.
Does she have ideas?
Hey, I'm 57. I have a 9-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Well,
So, yes.
I'm 76, and our youngest is 50, should be 51 this year. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good, sir. Good on you, man. I all right, since everybody's sharing, I have a 25, a 21, and soon and 10. A second wife will do that to you.
well, our oldest is 61 years old. Yeah, 61.
Ooh. Started early.
Well, we're old.
You got to remember,
Old
You get a
Sean,
31.
when Paul was young, he was looking around saying, "Hey, look at that! What's that stuff called?" And his wife looked over at him and said, "That's dirt."
Yeah,
Oh.
it was just invented.
Oh, Lordy, I'm not going to comment.
All right. Well, you guys, everybody, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We'll jump out of here until next week, and we're going to keep on trying to build this thing up and see what we can do. Keep it going while Dave's on hiatus. So, thank you very much. I appreciate it, everybody. And until next week, peace out.
Good night, everyone.